Alright, the Almighty God of all creation is great and exceedingly merciful. Thank you for keeping yourself at the Poetic Analysis program. This is Rodney Mgema, the Afro-pessimist. In today's program, we are going to look at the commander of Hamas paramilitary, military chief Mohammed Deif, who is also known as Mohammed Masir. Many have been asking about his whereabouts after Israel claimed that they killed him on Saturday. Many questions have been raised, but now let's see what is really happening. Those of you who have been asking or raising such questions, who have been trying to check whether this man is still alive, please sit, listen very keenly. I'm here to answer you. Hamas's military leader Mohammed Deif, one of the masterminds behind what Israel termed its 9 out of 11 moment, is an elusive figure who has rarely spoken. Deif has never appeared in public, and he has survived at least 7 Israeli assassination attempts. He was the target of an Israeli strike on Saturday on the Gaza town of Khan Yunis, the Israeli military said. But even today or up to now, it is unclear whether Deif was killed, whether he is still alive. In the month since Israel launched its retaliatory campaign after the Hamas-led raid on southern Israel on October 7th last year, 2023, Deif is believed to have been directing military operations from the tunnels and back streets of Gaza, alongside senior colleagues rising up the Hamas ranks over 30 years. He has developed the group whose network of tunnels and its bomb-making expertise. He has topped Israel's most wanted list for very many decades, held personally responsible for the death of dozens of Israelis in suicide bombings. He and 2 other Hamas leaders in Gaza formed a 3-man military council that planned the October 7th raid, in which 1,200 people were killed and more than 250 taken hostage, according to Israeli terrorists, in the bloodiest attack in Israel's 57-year history. After the attack, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government voted to kill the 3 these 3 people: Yahya Sinwar, Hamas's leader in Gaza, Commander Deif, head of military wing, and Marwan Issa, his deputy, who was reported killed by Israel in March. In an audio tape broadcast as Hamas fired thousands of rockets on October 7 last year, 2023, Mohammed Deif or Mohammed Masir named the raid Al-Qassam flood, signaling the attack was payback for Israelis at Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque. A source close to Hamas said Deif began planning the operation in May 2021 after a raid on Israel's third holiest site that enraged the Arab and Muslim world. All this fueled and ignited the anger. They said it was triggered by scenes and footage of Israel storming Al-Aqsa Mosque during Ramadan, beating worshippers, attacking them, dragging elderly and young men out of the mosque, the source said. At the time, Israel accused Palestinians of trying to incite violence in Jerusalem. Palestinians rejected the allegation. The compound sits atop the city plateau known to Muslims as Al-Haram Al-Sharif, or the Noble Sanctuary, and to Jews as Temple Mount. The storming of the mosque compound, long a flashpoint for violence over matters of sovereignty and religion in Jerusalem, helped set off 11 days of fighting that year between Israel and Hamas. In 2023, Al-Aqsa rage. There are only 3 images of Deif. Yes, this man, as I told you earlier, he has never appeared in public. There are only 3 images of Commander Deif one in his 20s, another of him masked, and another image of his shadow, which was used when the audio tape was broadcast on October 7th. Deif, 58, rarely speaks and never appears in public. So when Hamas's TV channel announced that he was about to speak that day, Palestinians knew something significant was afoot. Today, the rage of our acts, the rage of our people and nation is exploding. Our mujahideen, meant fighters, today is your day to make this criminal understand that this time has ended, Deif or Mohammed Masir said in a recording. The United States and other Western nations designate Hamas, which is shown to Israel's destruction, a terrorist organization. The source close to Hamas said the decision to prepare the October 7th attack was taken jointly by Deif, who led Hamas's armed wing known as Al-Qassam brigades, and Sinwar, but it was clear Deif was the architect. So there are two brains, but there is one mastermind, the source said, adding that information about the operation was known only to a handful of Hamas leaders. An Israeli security source said Deif was directly involved in the planning and operational aspects of the attack. The plan was conceived by Deif, involved a prolonged effort at deception. Israel was ready to believe that Hamas, an ally of Israel's shown for Iran, was not interested in launching a conflict and was focusing instead on economic development in Gaza, where it took power in 2007. But while Israel began providing economic incentives to Gazan workers, the group's fighters were being trained and drilled, often in plain sight of the Israeli military, the source close to Hamas reported. Speaking in a calm voice, Deif said in his recording that Hamas had repeatedly warned Israel to stop its crime against Palestinians, to release prisoners, and to halt its expropriation of Palestinian land. In light of the urge of occupation and in denial of international laws and resolutions, and in light of American and Western support and international silence, we have decided to put an end to all this, Deif said. In May, International Criminal Court's prosecutor said he had requested arrest warrants for Deif, Sinwar, and another Hamas figure over the attack, and for Netanyahu and his defense chief over Israel's response. The Israeli Prime Minister says the operation aims to eliminate Hamas. Both Israel and Hamas dismissed the ICC accusations and said they objected to the way the announcement of the request on the same day appeared to equate them with each other, though they faced different charges. More than 38,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's military response to the October 7th raid, Gaza health officials say, and much of the enclave has been reduced to rubble. Decades in Hamas, born as Mohammed Masir in 1965. This man, he's alive, Mohammed Deif. He was born in 1965 in Khan Yunis refugee camp, set up after the 1948 Arab-Israeli war. The militant leader became known as Mohammed Deif after joining Hamas during the first Intifada or Palestinian uprising, which began in 1987. He was arrested by Israel in 1989 and spent about 16 months in detention. Hamas sources also reported. Deif has a degree in science from the Islamic University in Gaza, where he studied physics, chemistry, and biology. He headed the university's entertainment committee and performed on stage in comedies. Hamas sources said Mohammed Masir, or Commander Deif, lost an eye and sustained serious injuries in one leg in one of Israel's past assassination attempts. His survival while running Hamas's armed wing meant he was viewed as a folk hero by some Palestinians. His wife, 7-month-old son, and 3-year-old daughter were killed by an Israel air strike in 2014. Thank you for listening to this wonderful program, the Political Hub Analysis Program. Special thanks goes to Mr. Roger Sareho, the Prime Minister of Kirumba Main Campus, Mr. Malcolm Ben, other students at Mutesa de Faso University, both Kirumba Main Campus and Kakeka Main Campus Mengo, plus other universities which are to be found in this part of the region. I therefore submit. This is Rodin the Afro-Pessimist. The Almighty God of all creation is great and exceedingly merciful. A very good evening.